Galapagos Islands, Earth's last natural paradise, a group of volcanic islands situated in the eastern Pacific Ocean. Located near the equator and approximately 900 kilometers west of mainland South America, they are renowned for their rich diversity of unique endemic species found nowhere else on Earth. Today, the entire archipelago is safeguarded as part of Ecuador's Galapagos National Park and Marine Reserve. Despite their location in tropical latitudes, the unique oceanographic setting of these islands supports marine life more akin to temperate marine habitats. The diverse ecosystem of the Galapagos is unlike anywhere else on the planet, and exists in part due to the dynamic web of interactions and trophic processes occurring here. From plankton, algae, and urchins all the way to charismatic iguanas, sharks, or sea lions, we will take a look beneath the surface of the marine environment to unravel more of its secrets, to both better understand the relationship between these organisms and how man can and has influenced these dynamics. Together, let us explore this natural paradise and discover what it takes to continue to protect and support Earth's final frontier.
Sea urchins are a key species in the Galapagos. They graze on habitat-forming algae, often determining the nature of subtidal habitats, and their numbers are kept in check by the organisms who prey on them, like finfish and lobster, which are both significant artisanal Galapagos fisheries. For years, Galapagos finfish and lobster catches have declined, as has the size of the organisms being caught. The abundance of these organisms is also in decline, and with less urchin predators around, urchin numbers grow, throwing the entire ecosystem off balance. Scientists from the Charles Darwin Foundation have found evidence that the impacts from El Niño conditions, fisheries, and grazers like urchins are creating a trophic cascade that is increasing the risk of extinction for many endemic Galapagos marine species. Because the Galapagos is subject to drastic sea temperature changes with the El Niño Southern Oscillation, marine organisms in its ecosystems need to be resilient to large changes in environmental conditions, and they have been for centuries. However, with the added pressure of fishing, ecosystem resilience has declined. This is most strongly seen by the effects of overfishing of lobster and finfishes. Their decline reduces predatory control of urchins, greatly increasing grazing pressure from urchins and causing losses of macroalgae and corals, leading to phase shifts from macroalgal and coral habitats to urchin barrens.
Fishing in the Galapagos is tightly regulated, with only small-scale artisanal methods allowed. More destructive techniques like trawling and longlining are banned. Despite this, even the most sustainable-seeming practices carry hidden costs. Bycatch, referring to the capture of non-target species, continues to harm keystone animals in these protected waters. Recent research found that handline fishing, which is often considered low impact, is not as selective as once believed. Sharks, along with other non-target fish, often made up a significant portion of the catch, at levels comparable to more harmful industrial fisheries if scaled per unit of total catch. Charismatic species such as sea lions, seabirds, whales, dolphins, and sea turtles, the very symbols of Galapagos biodiversity, are also at risk. Although regulations require their release if caught, the stress and injuries resulting from fishing often result in mortality. The removal of top predators and keystone species can trigger cascading effects throughout the ecosystem. This chain reaction, known as a phase shift, can lead to long-term irreversible changes. On top of that, illegal fishing, often by foreign fleets, only adds to the pressure. Although fishing regulations are enforced, monitoring all activity in such a vast marine reserve remains difficult and many violations go undetected. Bycatch not only threatens the health of marine ecosystems, it also affects tourism by reducing the presence of iconic species that people travel from around the world to see.
The Galapagos, the place often referred to as Earth's last natural paradise. It's not just the famous wildlife that makes this place extraordinary, but it's the fragile balance of life underwater where every creature has a role. From the habitat formers of algae and barnacles to urchins that shape them and the predators like sharks and sea lions. This equilibrium, however, is vulnerable. Fisheries target lobsters, and along with the removal of urchin predators, there is a disruption in the established predator-prey dynamics. With the bycatch of marine megafauna, even with regulations, there's greater ecosystem instability. These events are not isolated and they cascade through trophic dynamics. This makes the entire ecosystem reorganize into less diverse and resilient states. Not only is this loss ecological, there are social and economic consequences as well. There would be diminished ecosystem services, and the tourism and fisheries that local communities depend on will slowly go away. Animals captivate tourists, and without them, not many would have a reason to come anymore. The islands remind us that conservation is not only about protecting individual species, but about maintaining the processes and interactions that sustain an entire system. It would be the loss of a paradise that future generations may never know. We've learned that paradise isn't permanent. Safeguarding this unique system will require integrated and adaptive management strategies that balances conservation, tourism, and fisheries. If we succeed, the Galapagos can continue to thrive, and if we don't, the ecological loss will be profound. In the Galapagos, protecting one species means protecting the integrity of the whole ecosystem. Thank you.